LoveRuledSupreme for life, forever. Remember to guard your mind, guard your heart, guard your energy, guard your life, guard your family. Welcome to the Genesis. And you already know. Thank you for being there with me. Thank you for your time. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your support. You know what I mean? The likes. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, your time is precious. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna make sure that time is accounted for in a uplifting way, a upgrading way. You feel what I'm saying? Changing your mindset way. You feel me? How you look at things. You feel me? Your in look on things, your outlook. You feel what I'm saying? And you just go from there. You know what I mean? Self-love, self-value, self-worth. You know what I'm saying? Self-confidence. You feel me? Self-honor, self-dignity. You feel me? And that's all we have with it. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you had a beautiful day today, a loving day, a caring day. And never forget to tell yourself you love yourself today. You feel me? Because that's what it's about, though. You know what I mean? The same love you show other people is the same love you can pour into yourself. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all I came to learn. You know what I mean? Because, a lot of people undeserving of, real, genuine love people got. You know what I'm saying? And that's all, we at with it. Like, people take that shit for granted. You feel what I'm saying? They think they can find that shit everywhere. You feel me? A real, genuine person who love you, who care for you. You feel what I'm saying? And like I say, everything ain't got to do with money. You know what I mean? But just, being there emotionally. You know what I mean? Sympathy. And things like that. You feel what I'm saying? You show people that you care for them, that you care about them. You feel what I'm saying? And all that kind of stuff up under that umbrella. You feel me? Empathy and all kind of shit. You show people. You know what I mean? Like I said, I hope you had a beautiful day. I hope you took full advantage of your day. You know what I'm saying? I had a beautiful one. You know what I mean? And, it been kind of slow today, but, we've been busy, though, but, like steady. You feel what I'm saying? And, hey, we put the work in. You know what I mean? On the job and, within ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to put that work in, for certain. But life is beautiful. Life is all what you make it. You feel what I'm saying? I just learned to make mine, a little more, prosperous and abundant. You know what I mean? Not just in material things, but my mind. You feel what I'm saying? The upgrade in my mind. You know what I mean? The transformation. What's up? How you doing? Appreciate you for being here. You know what I mean? Hope you had a beautiful day. But yeah, we just learn to take back control of our mind. You feel what I'm saying? Like I say, you control your mind, you control, your life. You know what I mean? You can make healthier decisions. You feel what I'm saying? And like I say, shit just don't affect you. You know what I mean? Once you start to realize things. You know what I mean? Like this shit way bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, just because shit don't come back on you, don't mean it won't come back on your kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I be trying to tell people. You know what I mean? Or that shit might come back on somebody you love. You know what I'm saying? One of your family members who you truly love. You know what I mean? And that's all we can to learn, Be mindful of how you treat people. You know what I'm saying? Just simple things like that in life for you to, you know what I mean? Progress. You know what I'm saying? I pay my dues no overnight. I earn my stripes in real life. I found my sauce. Exotic life, exotic kids, exotic wife. No fake shit. It's all love and we making it. Need round two just to lay in it. Let me play in it. Do my thing in it. Let me rub all on your body, slap your ass. Might just sing with it.
I'm taking shit to another level in this video, but it's no pressure. It's the upgrade, so like better.
That's what it's about, upgrading them. The upgrade, you feel me? You know, people be, you know, making it seem like it's a bad thing to change. You feel what I'm saying? But that's because, you know, a lot of people be thinking about, you know, the bad things that come with the change. The work they gotta put in. The shit they gonna have to go through. You know what I'm saying? And we just came to learn, instead of thinking about all that, look at, you know, the brighter side of things that, you know, gonna come from me changing. You know what I'm saying? And that's all we came to learn. Listening to myself, LoveRuledSupreme, low motivational music, low inspirational music, low uplifting, you know what I mean? Not just for myself, but, you know, for other people out there in the world who need to hear things, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, make their day go a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? And that's all we came to learn, like, you know, encouraging words, you know what I'm saying, can uplift, you know, a motherfucker's soul. You feel what I'm saying? Encouraging words can bring a motherfucker, you know, from the bottom, you know what I mean, to a place, you know, they can manage now. You feel what I'm saying? Because, you know, mental health is real. You feel me? And I see, you know, and I see people going through it. You feel what I'm saying? I done witnessed my mama going through mental health problems. You know what I mean? Aunts. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say, you know, you gotta be strong-minded. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be strong-minded. You feel me? So I keep it rolling, I keep it flowing, ain't depending on no nicks, man. Do bad all on my own, man. I take the good out of everything. A high level and a way of think, even smoother groove when it's time to move. Shit, I'm calculating my every step. It's the smaller blessing that I'm thankful for. Universal laws in full effect, so guard your life and that's most death. That's what it's about, though. You know, what goes up must come down. You feel what I'm saying? That's why, you know, I say be mindful of how you talk about people. You know what I mean? Be mindful of what you speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, speak life into your life. You feel me? You know, speak life and, you know, into other people. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, we just came to learn either your words can, you know, build you up or your words can destroy you. You feel what I'm saying? So why should I keep, you know, destroying myself? You know what I mean? With words that, you know, you can't take words. You know, you can't take that shit back. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be like, you know, be mindful of what you know, what you speak. You feel me? What's going on? Thank you for being here. Exotic thoughts, exotic talk. The way I move is exotic walk. Smoking out an exotic job. I sit the target and I hit my mark. Shit, all my thoughts universal now. I'm space bound, I left the ground. I fucked around and took off. I lifted off without a sound. I moves real quiet now. They fucked around and held me down. They throw them bricks and hide their hand and sit around and watch you drown. Don't lend no hand to no grown man. You selfish bitch, I know, man. So I keep it rolling. I keep it flowing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, you know. But that's what it's about, though. You know, moving along and moving up. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you know, moving down in life. You feel me? Like, we tired of going down. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I came to learn. You know what I mean? I don't wait on nobody to build, you know, to help build me up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, I can do that, you You know, I can put that same shit, you know what I'm saying, into myself. You know what I mean? Like I say, a lot of people don't appreciate, you know, the encouraging words you try to, you know, speak to them boys. Uplift their spirits. You know what I'm saying? But we all got a choice and a chance. You feel me? And you know, I choose happiness. So, you I know how to make a fucked up day into a good day. You feel what I'm saying?
Guard your life, guard your family. That's my best advice.
You know, I used to, everybody do it though, but like, I used to, I ain't want to say hold a grudge, but I used to, dwell on the past. You feel what I'm saying? I used to dwell on the past and, you know what I mean, about, how things could have been. You know what I'm saying? And, better decisions I could have made. You feel me? Appreciate it. But yeah, and I just think about shit like that and by, me sitting in my fucked up, you know what I'm saying, feelings and shit like that, it's even getting me nowhere. You feel me? So instead of, sitting in those feelings of fucked up, you know what I mean, being fucked up, feeling fucked up, I think about how I can get up out that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all we at with it. You feel me? Like right now, you feel what I'm saying? I got situations going on right now, but I'm thinking about my solutions to, to get over this shit. You feel what I'm saying? And I done already got, I done got some options in the bag. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all I be trying to tell people. You know what I mean? Instead of, keep worrying about the problem, how many options can you, put on the table for yourself to choose from? You know what I'm saying? And that's where we at with it. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm doing right now for the problem I got, in hand. You feel what I'm saying? It's all about standing in your power. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all we came to learn. Stand in your truth. You feel me? Like, some motherfuckers can't help but to be, a fucked up individual. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't no help for them boy. You feel me? But, to the ones who, who got an opportunity to, you know what I'm saying? To change, I encourage that. You feel me? Maneuvering smoothly through the traffic. No blame game, no call me no victim of them struggles of life change. Ain't this a damn shame? The strength of 1,000 men, the strength of 1,000 men. I'm real and I'm thoroughbred. Ain't this a damn shame? I made it from nothing and I'm handling pressure. Cause I'm birthing the diamond and I'm wise and I'm clear. Exposing them dirty plans they thought they had on your mans, collecting them free bands. They thought they was gonna collect them free bands. You feel me? They probably did. I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? But I ain't getting none of it. You feel me? But that's why I say, find your own way. Find, create your own way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, having to, steal and scam. You know what I mean? That shit don't last long. You feel me? Like, you gotta learn how to, you gotta learn, you gotta learn when to fold. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta learn when to let shit go. You feel what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be too greedy. You feel me? And that's all we came to learn. Greed. You feel me? That's a sin. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say in it. Greed is a sin, isn't it?
I used to be quiet, fam. Talking too much. Well, hell, I don't give a damn.
I'm just saying. That's what they say, isn't it? Them facts, isn't it?
Do the damn thing.
That's all we came to learn.
Do your damn
Stop
thing.
being so greedy. You know? Stop being so selfish. Stop being so stingy. You feel what I'm saying?
A lot of motherfuckers ain't gonna wanna see you.
There's more than enough out here. You feel me? And that's all we came to learn is like, you know, you gotta look out for other people in the world. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't saying you gotta get them everything, but at the same time, don't walk past people knowing you got, you know, knowing you got a pocket full of money and you know them boy ask you for a couple dollars and you can't even get that shit to them boy. Don't do that, man. And that's all we came to learn. You feel me? I ain't gotta get them everything. Let me get them boys something, man. You feel what I'm saying? Let me make their day. You feel what I'm saying? Which is gonna make my day because I know, you know, I did something right, honorable. You know what I mean? I looked out for somebody who ain't family. I looked out for a stranger. You know what I mean? I ain't tell the motherfucker go get a job or nothing like that. I ain't worried about what they gonna do with the money I get them. You feel me? That ain't my problem. You know what I mean? That's why I see, you know, it's bigger, you know what I'm saying? It's bigger than, you know, it's bigger than what you think. You know what I mean? And that's all we came to learn. Like if I worried about what the next person doing, you know what I'm saying, then, you know, I wouldn't be, you know, I wouldn't look out for nobody, to be honest with you. Because I'm worried about what they gonna do with the money I get them. You feel me? But that ain't my problem. You know what I'm saying? I just think about myself and, you know, that could be me in that position. You know what I'm saying? I've been in that position. You feel me? That's why, you know, I put God before money. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know I'm good. You feel me? And that's the problem my family had with me. You feel what I'm saying? Like they greedy, they stingy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can't ask them for no favor without you owing them boys. You feel what I'm saying? You can't, you know, you can't borrow nothing without you owing them boy that shit back. You feel me? But you ain't nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, you know, I don't base my relationships on money. You feel me? If I got it to give, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna give that shit to you. You feel me? I ain't gonna be looking for that shit back. You feel what I'm saying? Because I already know how that shit go. You feel me? I done already been in that situation where, you know, I done borrowed money. I tell people I can pay them back and never pay them back. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I say, like, you know, I don't give nothing. I can't afford to lose. You feel me? I'm real and I'm thoroughbred. Ain't it a damn shame? I made it from nothing and I'm handling pressure. Cause I'm birthing the diamond and I'm wising up clear. And I'm doing the damn thing. Shit ain't it a damn shame? Exposing them dirty hands, exposing them dirty plans they thought they had on your mans, collecting the free bands. And this people don't give a damn about the next man in this life or his fucking fam. But you know, family will cross you out for money though. You know what I'm saying? That shit, you know, ain't nobody off limits. You feel me? But that's everybody though. You know what I mean? But like I say, it's on you. You feel what I'm saying? Really, you know, either you gonna stand up for something or you just gonna, you know, fall for everything. You feel what I'm saying? Like I say, you know, who don't need money, who don't want money. You feel me? But you know, you gotta really put God first though. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all we did. Instead of chasing money, you know what I'm saying? I I'd rather chase God. You feel me? And you know, I know God ain't gonna run from me. You feel what I'm saying? You chasing money all day, that you know, you gonna be that motherfucker all day. You feel what I'm saying? Cause you ain't gonna never catch it. Even when motherfuckers have enough, when motherfuckers can have an overflow of that shit, they still ain't got enough. You feel me? Now you know what that goes to show you. Like a motherfucker got all this money and they still ain't happy. And motherfuckers be looking at that shit too now. So you know, don't tell me y'all don't be looking at that shit and thinking about shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like how a motherfucker can have all this shit, these material shit, all this money, and they still ain't happy. Cause they ain't happy internally. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all we came to learn. If you don't love yourself, how the fuck you gonna be able to be, you know what I'm saying, happy and, you know, love everything else external to you? You feel me? And that's all we came to learn. You know what I mean? You's a motherfucking fool if you think I don't want no fucking money. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. But I know for a fact, you know what I mean? I put God before everything, so you dig? I'm stomping all on his head. I'm real and I'm thoroughbred. Ain't this a damn shame? I made it from nothing and I'm handling pressure. Cause I'm birthing the diamond and I'm wise and I'm clever. And I'm doing the damn thing. Shit, ain't this a damn shame? Exposing them dirty hands, exposing them dirty plans. They thought they had on your mans, collecting them free bands. But you know, them boys really did that though. But like I say, you know, I ain't been quiet and observing all my life for nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the thing you gotta be mindful about. You feel me? Just because a motherfucker, you know, don't say nothing, that don't mean they ain't see nothing. You feel me? And that's what you gotta be mindful about. It was faithfully, but fuck it, I refuse to let you bitches get the best of me. Whooped up my own sauce, so bitch, I got the recipe. I'm back at it, no crack addict. I rose above them bad habits. They thought they had me hog-tied, no way to move. I laughed at it, and all the ones who doubted, I surpassed that, outlast that. I only speak the truth, and that's no cap rap, so roger that. With all respect, no fake flicks like 6-6. And that's Ajax, go clean that. Don't bring no dirty cups back. I only speak the truth and that them lies, I can't back that. I'm God stamped and certified. Was truly tested and eventually tried. I only think abundant and that's prosperity and nothing less. That's God's gift. You feel me? And that's all we came to learn. You know what I mean? Be thankful for the day. Be thankful for breathing. You know what I'm saying? LoveRuledSupreme at all times. And I leave both of my chargers at work. So I ain't got no chargers. Oh yes I do. You see how good God is? I forget I had that. But I need both of the chargers at work though. Don't give a damn about what you say, even less about what you think. Kick back, relax, roll me some sticky, then go and think. About my next move, the self-improve in every way. Created a lane from all on one side of leading straight. Sit down the wrong road, no self-control, don't crash the day. Controlling the wheel, I ride with God, that's every day. It's God in every way. It's God who made a way. It's God who I thank today for life and them brighter days that came after all the rain. Can't gain without any pain, ain't feeling no shame. I'm loving myself, and it's the best I feel. but I live in my truth, so you can call me the savage. And that's the upgrade. It's God's way or no way. It's faith.
LoveRuledSupreme. Self-improve. I'm saying self-value. Upgrade.
About
Upgrade your mind.
read your
You know what I'm
mind.
saying? You can upgrade, your family. You feel me?
And that's what it's about, though. You feel what I'm saying? About breaking them generational curses off your family. You feel me? It's about, taking your family, to another level in life. You feel what I'm saying? Looking at things different. You feel me? Different shit, different day type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like I say, doing the same shit, different day type shit, that shit get old. You feel what I'm saying? And you just get tired of that shit and you ready to, level up in life. You feel what I'm saying? But once you done realize and figure out, what's holding you back, you know what I mean? Like I say, you start to look at, life different. You feel me? Like I say, you look at people, places, and things for, what it is, who they is. You feel what I'm saying? Rip that mask straight off your motherfucking face. You feel me? And like I say, when I've been staying at the red stop, right? When I've been staying at the red stop in my car and shit, right? And like I say, when shit start first going on, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of people following me. You feel what I'm saying? And I was just always wondering, like, what the fuck going on? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck them boy done got me into? You feel me? Cause it's like random people following me, like all kind of races. You know what I'm saying? People from, Florida. You feel me? Georgia, Tennessee. You know what I mean? Been a lot of Florida tags though. You know what I'm saying? North Carolina tags. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, whatever been going on, you feel me? That shit was deep. You feel me? Like, I uncovered some shit they had going on. You feel what I'm saying? Like some secret society type shit they had going on. You feel me? But like I said, my mama used to date a man named Junebug. You know what I'm saying? And this is where it all started at. You feel me? Cause like I said, he the one who know people and in the right places. You feel what I'm saying? Like, all throughout the court systems and things like that. You feel me? And ain't no telling how deep off, he done gone into it, since we done had move out. You feel what I'm saying? And we been moved out that house since like 2003 type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Probably a little before then. You feel what I'm saying? Cause I remember when I graduated, I ain't even been staying in Somerville no more. You know what I mean? Like, we done already had moved back to North Charleston. You feel what I'm saying? So, that's why I see, like, he already had some status back then in the court systems and, whatever lawyers he been dealing with and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? And like I say, His daughter tell me everything. Henrietta Burks. You know what I mean? And like I see, I just put the pieces of the puzzle together. You feel me? Like I see, you know, I'm quiet, but I'm observing. You know what I'm saying? And I watch how people treat other people. You know what I mean? Then, I see how they treat me, and then, we go from there. You feel what I'm saying? But, back to the story though. You know what I mean? But like I say though, he ain't the only one, but he the one, what I'm saying, that had access to information that, could have benefited his use. You feel what I'm saying? And like I see, ain't like I say, but I done said it before, but not on here, but you know what I mean? He done had businesses before, you know what I mean, back in the day. You feel what I'm saying? We've been working, we've been working since we've been young now. You feel me? He, getting paid under the table and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he had, some restaurants. Well, he had a restaurant, just one. But, he had other kind of, other businesses and shit like that too now. You feel what I'm saying? That we used to work in. You know what I mean? But like I say, we've been working since, since we've been young. I've been working since I've been like, you know what I'm saying? Like 12, 13, 14, about 12, 13 here since I can fucking remember, you know what I mean? At least 13. Yeah, at least 13, you know what I'm saying? But we've been getting paid under the table. He used to pay us under the table and shit like that because, we too young to work anyway. You feel me? But yeah, like I said, this is where it all started at. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, another story too, right? Like, I remember one of my dreams I had when I been a little boy. You feel what I'm saying? When I been younger, right? When we been staying in the house. And I ain't never tell nobody this shit. But now it's all coming to, But I remember like I remember this dream I had when I been a younger boy, right? A little boy back then, right? It been a dream I had of my mama. You know what I'm saying? And she been a witch. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the crazy shit. Like, that's why I say everything kind of piecing together now for me. You feel what I'm saying? But now, when like I say, I be reflecting on it, thinking about it, she came to me as a witch in my dream, though. You feel what I'm saying? And that shit kind of, I ain't know what it meant back then, but you know what I'm saying? I kind of know what it mean now. You feel me? But like I say, it ain't had scared me, but I remember crying and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I ain't had know what the fuck had done happened to my mama. You feel what I'm saying? But like I say, I know now, like, she done sold out. You feel me? She sold her soul. You feel what I'm saying? For riches. And for money. You feel what I'm saying? But that was, all because of who she been dealing with. You feel what I'm saying? And now that goes to show why she used all these different names. You feel what I'm saying? Like, my mom and I had so many different names, you feel what I'm saying? And now I know why. You feel me? But they been there and know this shit, and that's just something they've been trying to keep from me. You feel me? If I ain't had going and digging and looking for shit, you feel me? But God just been telling me to just look at something. You know what I mean? Just to go into the Charleston County records. You feel what I'm saying? Just to see what I can find. You feel me? And then, I've been listening to the tarot too at the time. And, I still do, but I've been listening to it at the time because that shit was hitting on shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was, putting me on point about what been going on around me. Because I've been blind. You know what I mean? I gone into the shit blind. You feel me? And that's why he's saying, like, they did some shit on the spiritual sense that did, some things that fuck with the energy. You feel what I'm saying? And once I done started seeing how they've been moving, you feel what I'm saying? Because like I said, I also was, tapping more in with myself. You feel me? Because God just been like, just telling me something ain't right. You feel what I'm saying? And whatever I had to do to, to see what it is, you know what I'm saying, I did. You feel me? And that's, just bring me here, right here to this, spot right here we at now, telling y'all this story. You feel what I'm saying? But, like I say, that shit real. You feel me? So, just be mindful of things like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it be things we see in the movies and shit like that, but this shit be real life shit going on too. You feel me? And it kind of, like it threw me in the loop. You feel what I'm saying? Cause I'm like, man, y'all really doing all this behind some money? You feel what I'm saying? Like if y'all would have just did the right thing and we go on ahead and get what's rightfully ours, you feel what I'm saying? We wouldn't have been talking about this shit in a wrongful manner. You feel me? But I'm in the rightful man about this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Cause like I said, we got 20 businesses in our names. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know how they got there. You feel me? And I'm, like I see all this shit here, you know what I mean, just came out of nowhere because this shit been going on for a long time. You feel me? Once you start to look at the shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like this, like 30, 40, 50 years of this shit. You know what I mean? And it's like I see a business they had in my name for like 47 years. You feel me? I'm only 37. You feel what I'm saying? So that means it gotta be somebody older than me who did that shit. You feel me? But like I said, we all got me, my mama, my two sisters. You feel what I'm saying? That's four of us. Me, my mama, my sister, and my other sister. You feel what I'm saying? Each of us got 20 businesses apiece in our name. You feel me? And I don't know what none of these businesses is, and I'm pretty sure they damn sure don't fucking know what none of these businesses is. You feel what I'm saying? They just been going along for the money. You feel me? But them boys know I ain't been fucking with that shit. That's why they had to do what they had to do to me. But at the same time, my mama been done had sold us out. You feel what I'm saying? Once you done start to look deeper into the shit. You feel me? She did that shit for her own, benefit. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I say, you gotta be mindful, not just, what I'm saying, strangers and, you know what I mean, your enemies and nothing like that, but your family, you feel me? Your mama, your daddy, you know what I'm saying? Your sisters, your brothers, you know what I mean? And, other family members too, you feel me? Like I see, shouts out to Charleston County Riggers. You feel me? Them boys showed me a whole fucking lot. You feel me? And like I said, this ain't the start of it, but we in the middle of it. You feel what I'm saying? But like I say, everything divine time. You know what I mean? So, everything shall play itself out. You feel me? The truth shall, reveal itself. The truth is here. You feel what I'm saying?
Love supreme at all times. Control your mind, control your emotions.
That let you control the show.
And let you control your life.
But yeah, that shit kind of fucked me up though. That dream I had though when I been a little boy. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I done already had done, I done healed myself. I done healed my heart. You know what I mean? Like I done healed all them childhood trauma. All that childhood trauma shit. I done healed all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All the mama and daddy, you know what I mean, wounds. I done healed all that shit. You feel me? That's why, that's why I'm good with myself. You feel me? That's why I'm good with myself. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, my mama always, I always had lean on my mama. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I now know why. You feel what I'm saying? Because like I say, they do shit in the spiritual way. You feel what I'm saying? They do shit in the spirit. So that means they can, throw their rocks and hide their hands. You feel me? But they just saying no, like, you can hide your hand from man, but you can't hide your hand from God. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all we came to learn. You still gotta answer to God. You feel me? And I ain't talking about when you dead and gone. No, you gonna answer to God while you here living on earth. You feel me? And that's why I say that's the crazy thing, like, I witnessed my mama, you know what I'm saying, going through it. You feel what I'm saying? And she tried to throw that shit on me. You feel me? Oh, ain't nothing wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with me, and I thank God for that. You feel what I'm saying? But like I say, if I ain't a strong-minded, man, it would have been a different story. I'm telling you now. You feel what I'm saying? It would have been a totally different story right now. You feel me? But at the same time, I remain strong through the situation. You feel what I'm saying? And them boys did something in the spirit though. You know what I mean? That's why I was able to take them. You feel me? That's why I know, I was able to sense these sneaky ways, these deceiving ways. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, though, once you done stop, chasing money and chase God, you feel what I'm saying? And you ain't even gotta chase God. You feel me? But you know what I mean? You feel what I'm saying? And things will go, what I mean, more smoother in your life. You feel what I'm saying? And like I say, the truth, like, I ain't saying you ain't gonna have no problems in life. Life just gonna go more smoother. You feel me? And that's all we at with it. Like, I wish, I had a life with no problems. But, that ain't how shit is. You feel me? Your praise and thanks to the universe. That's what it's about, though. God, universe, nature, and full of faith. And that's all we came to learn. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing. You feel me? So, tap in with yourself. Open your mind. Open your heart. You feel me? I want to take this time to write this letter to heaven. Gotta thank you for the day and this life that I'm blessed with. Yeah, we made it through the storms and this shit never ended. Heaven sending all of them blessings. I'm fully shielded and protected from the buzzards and pigs. Trying to sneak me for my life, but they wasn't successful. They thought my habits got the best of me, I stayed in control. When it was time to roll, throw my back and hit the grind, now I'm off in my mode. Just like my babies from my baby, yeah, I love y'all so much. And I thank y'all so much. And through the trials and tribulations, had to carry the load. Said I'm trained to go. Now I'm up, no longer stuck. Got my eyes on the road. Had to let the past go. Pull a chair for the show. The Genesis. The Genesis. God's plan. God's man. May it all work in my favor. May it all work in your favor. And that's all I ask the universe. You know what I'm saying? You know? But like I said, control your mind. That lets you control the show. Control your life. And that's what it's about. You feel me? Upgrading. Self-love. Self-worth. Self-value. You feel me? Standing for something. Standing for everything. Or falling for everything. And that's all we at with it. You feel me? You know, it ain't really no gray areas no more. You feel what I'm saying? It's either a yay or a nay. You know what I mean? So undelay. Nah, take your time though. Take your time. Move at your own pace. That's the other thing. You feel me? Never let a motherfucker rush you into a decision that's gonna cost you. Not right now, might not cost you, but you know, down the line. Just think about down the line. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all we came to learn. You know what I mean? So, you know, thank you for your time. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your support. You know what I mean? And, you know, keep that shit tight. You feel me? LoveRuledSupreme for life, forever. Remember to guard your mind, guard your heart, guard your energy, guard your life, guard your family. The Genesis. God's plan, God's man.